All right. Welcome to our first episode
Friends and family,
of
welcome.
MetroMover Jamcast. This is Kobe. What's up, Kobe? Say what's up to the cam.
Kobe Dogie.
Caesar.
I'm Caesar.
What's happening, man?
All good.
I think we should start as a tradition every
Yes.
time drinking a nice
Yeah, first, thank you for tuning in.
can.
And
of beer.
to celebrate, we're going to
Cheers.
cheers to our first episode. Thank you for tuning in. Today, we are drinking my most bestest, favoritist beer in the world. Whoever knows me, and I hope you looking at this right now, it is Funky Buddha Hop Gun. It is brewed here locally in South Florida, in Fort Lauderdale, actually. So, actually,
Yeah,
Oakland Park, Florida. So.
They're not our sponsors, but hoping that we pick them up.
Right, we're plugging you here.
Hey, we're plugging you.
It's
If you
Funky
like
Buddha.
this, send us some beer. We'll keep drinking it. We'll keep pushing you. All right, guys. So this is our first episode of MetroMover Jamcast. This is very exciting because this has been a passion of ours. Caesar and I continuously talk about music. We're always jamming. We've been in multiple bands together. And I've always liked this idea of talking about music and jamming together. And Caesar,
we talk a lot.
Caesar's done it. And we're like, yeah, dude, we should just like record this, see what happens. So anyways, I want to just kind of get started by asking you, Caesar. I think I know a little bit about it, but just to share with the group here, how did you get into music? So if you can kind of get started with that.
It all started once my mom had me in her womb, and they found a heartbeat. There was a pulse. There was a beat. So we thought, poop, 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 I guess. I was born a drummer. I remember my first memories with music. I had musical instruments all around my house. My parents used to have this organ, like this old school organ that had, you even had the bass with the feet and you know, you had the pedal to lower the volume or whatever it is, and a whole bunch of buttons and knobs. So I started experimenting with that since in a very early stage. And then just naturally moved into beating stuff. And I would set pots and pans. And the soda cracker cans, I would empty that, and my mom would put a little bandana on the lid so I wouldn't. I mean, it was already tormenting enough. But, and I would use drink mixers as the drumsticks. So I guess that's when it started. And I have memories of that is when I was like 3 years old or something like that. And I have
Did
pictures.
you have any musicians in your family?
No.
So you just
Yeah.
you were just born with that.
Yeah, no, my dad's a lawyer. My mom's a psychologist slash teacher slash a preschool director. So yeah, that's yeah. No, I'm the oddball actually. It's not even my sisters. Although my little sister sings and she's amazing at singing. So yeah. And so, how did you get started?
I started when I was about 14 or so. I first fell in love with music. I mean, I always loved music when I was a kid. Growing up, I think my parents and my brother were the biggest influences with rock music in particular. But one summer I went to Venezuela, which is our hometown, where we're both from, and my grandfather is the only musician in both sides of my family.
Cool. You have a musician in the family. That's cool.
Yeah, and he plays the mandolin, and he also plays the Venezuelan folkloric instrument, which is the cuatro.
Cuatro, yeah.
And I learned how to play the cuatro first, and he gave me a little book of how to do it, and I just like practice. I had nothing else to do. There was no internet back in those days, and
What was the first song you learned?
what the first one?
Yeah.
It's called Banana Painter. Cambur Pinton.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
no,
what's the tuning? What's the tuning on the cuatro?
I
don't
you
know.
got me there.
Yeah, we'll put it in the comments. We'll let you know more about the cuatro later, probably.
Yeah, and then I went back home and I just got into rock and roll music. It was like Nirvana coming out, Weezer was coming out. I was really into both of those, amongst other amazing bands I can't think of at the time.
Oh, cool.
Blink-182 was
Blink-182,
just coming
that's
up. During that time, you know, we were listening to a lot of influences, and one influence that was clear, that was one of ours mutually during like the high school times, not only did we love Blink-182 and Foo Fighters and Nirvana was still alive during that period. I mean, in the sense of the music was still huge. But the one that I thought was really, really cool band, and they were just blowing up still, or just even evolving as a band, is Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna do 5 fun facts about Red Hot Chili Peppers. Caesar, give me a quick fun fact about Red Hot Chili Peppers.
All right. Let's see. Tricky question here. What other album came out the same day as Blood, Sugar, Sex, and Magic?
Let's see.
All right. It's Nirvana's Nevermind.
Damn.
What?
That's hot fire right there. All right. Let me tell you a fun fact about Red Hot Chili Peppers. Did you know that there's a bridge from the Under the Bridge song? Yeah, it happened to be a bridge where Anthony Kiedis actually did hang out in, I guess, which is what inspired him to write the song Under the Bridge.
What was he doing under the bridge?
It was, he could have been done on numerous amount of things, but I'm sure that writing the song was probably the best thing he could have done. And it was somewhere in MacArthur Park is what they say, as a pedestrian bridge somewhere there.
All right, another fun fact. Did you know what kind of philanthropic mission is Philly part of or supporter of?
It's got to be music related.
Of course. It's music education and fan of classical. He's a really avid fan of classical music.
Who would have thought?
I really, fun fact, parenthesis, is like a bonus 2.1, is the fact that in his wedding, he played Una Más, which is a jazz song. That's a really, really amazing song. Dude. Yeah, you gotta
Nice.
look for it. Una Más.
Nice.
That's
We'll
really
count
cool.
that as one of the fun facts. I mean, I love it. Why not, right?
He's crazy. He plays the trumpet.
Guess where, Caesar,
Other
guess where Red Hot Chili Peppers recorded Blood, Sugar, Sex, Magic in. What location? Think of any place in the world.
I don't know. Electric Lady Studio?
Where's that?
That's where Jimi Hendrix used to
Yeah,
be.
of course. Yeah, right. It was actually Harry Houdini's old haunted mansion. Damn. So Caesar, hit us with what's the first song that we're gonna kick it off with?
We're doing one of the bands and influences that was already mentioned here in the intro, and is Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Other Side.
There we go.
Separate my side. I don't started and she's in my bed. A candidate for a soulmate blend. Push the trigger and I pull the thread. I gotta take it on the other side. Take it on the other side. Take it on. Take it on. How long will I slide? Separate my side. I don't believe it's fair. Slit in my throat is all I ever. Turn me on, take me for a hard ride. Burn me out, leave me on the other side. I yell it, tell it that it's not my friend. I tear it down, and then it's born again. How long will I slide? Separate my side. I don't believe it's fair. Slit in my throat is all I ever had. I don't believe it's fair. Slit in my throat is all I ever.
¿De qué estábamos hablando? Okay. Yeah, no, so I got my first guitar. It was the Cruise brand. It was like in the middle of State Road 84, somewhere in Broward, which is, north of here in Miami. And it was like a small little music shop. And it was like, I don't know. I don't remember how much, but it was super cheap. And I just was in my room for like 6 months. All I did is learn online and go to guitartabs.com or Ultimate Guitar or Tabcrawler. Tabcrawler.com. That's the name of it.
Yeah,
And,
your guitarist, yeah, you know more about it.
The first song I ever learned was Glycerine by Bush. Super easy, super random. But like, it was a cool song
Nice.
back then.
My first
about you?
song, the first one I tried in guitar was Stay Together for the Kids. I mean, mind you, always been a drummer, always play drums. But in guitar, that was my first. And I did it just to impress a girl back in high school. Well,
mean,
don't we all do that? That's
what
why
other
we play
reason?
instruments, man.
What other reason would you want to play
Hey,
an
yeah,
instrument?
and this is just
right?
so sexier than any other kind of people
Absolutely.
in the world. So.
That's awesome. All right, and so when we met, man, everybody, and you still have the look, everybody confuses you with like Latino David Grohl, you know?
Well, I just cut my hair, but yeah.
But it's just another band that we love so much, and we wanted to dedicate one of our songs for today to that amazing band,
All right.
the
That's for
Foo
Dave.
Fighters.
I hope you watch this. I don't know
And
if you know
so-
him. Tag him. Now, we're going to tell you 5 fun things about Foo Fighters. So, interesting fact, and probably you know already if you're a fan of the Foo Fighters. And if not, let me learn you.
Is it learn you or teach you?
I don't know.
It's fine.
I just made up a
you've had,
term.
you've had one of these, so it's
Yeah.
interchangeable at this point.
You know that Dave Grohl, in one of his concerts, he was just rocking, and all of a sudden he falls on the stage, breaks one of his legs, and instead of going to the emergency room like anybody would naturally do, in a regular civil world, but when you're a rock star of his caliber, guy just sat down and completed the whole concert for everybody. And after the concert, he went and attended. He's like,
What a legend.
isn't that freaking amazing? Man.
Foo Fighters are the best. I got one for you. Did you know that the term Foo Fighters are what the U.S. Air Force calls UFOs?
That's
Yeah.
freaking cool. I love
Fun fact.
UFOs, man. The
Fun
Foo Fighters turns out to be freaking UFOs, man.
What else do we got?
Two favorite things together. There. What is the other? Oh, you know that Dave Grohl. The reason you've probably seen it when you see his live videos. He always has this freaking white piece going out of his teeth, and that is why. The reason for that is he claims that the bubblegum, the chewing gum, helps him keep his vocals hydrated all throughout the concert. So that's why he's able to just do his crazy all throughout like 2 hours and so.
Well, what is crazy? What again? What was it?
Yeah, kind of like he does that. I do his impersonation.
I'm not cutting that
I
out.
get confused with that. You know, that's a fun fact. I get confused by Dave Grohl all the time.
I got a fun fact for you. Another Dave Grohl fun fact. Dave Grohl treats his guitar the way that he plays his drums.
Yes.
How about that?
Yes. Yes. Of course, it makes sense.
And I don't know if this counts as a fact or if it counts as more like an experience, but it is a fact because it happened in history. I saw Dave Grohl in Lollapalooza years ago. Gosh, I can't remember what year. Maybe 16, maybe 17. Fact check myself later on that. But, dude, it was raining and there was thunder and it felt like, you know the movie like The Dark Knight, like when it gets really, really, really dark, or one of those, right? And man, like everything was shutting down and it was raining really, really hard and they were questioning whether they were going to shut down the park or not. And Dave Grohl came on stage with the rain hitting them really, really hard. And they said, I don't give a damn what the park wants to do. I'm going to keep on rocking out until the show is over. We say when it's over, man. And they played The Pretender. And it was just like rocking out. The drummer with the hair, with the water, it's splashing on the plates, and Dave just hitting the guitar really hard. And it was the most incredible experience, concert live experience I've ever had in my life. Amazing.
Yeah, man, that's freaking amazing.
Dave Grohl, this one's for you.
Dave Grohl. Yeah,
for you. Foo Fighters, Times Like These.
Away, follows you back home. I'm a street light shining, I'm a white light blinding bright, burning off and on. It's times like these you learn to live again. It's times like these you give and give again. It's times like these you learn to love again. It's times like these, time and time again. I'm a new day rising. I'm a brand new sky that hangs the stars upon again. It's times like these, time and time again.
Oh, do you remember the first name of your band?
Yes. You go first.
All right. My first actual band, a couple of friends from high school, was 2 guitarists and myself as in the drums. And it was called The Green Machine. But then it evolved. It was like Green Machine / incorporated a couple of new friends. And when we had the bass and the voice, like actual vocalists, not just guitarists pretending to sing, we changed the name into Nidia, which is adjoining to No Idea. So
all right.
because we didn't have an idea how to call the band.
Yeah.
And it was funk, ska, reggae, rock, and kind of rap. But we had a friend that was a foreign exchange student, and he came from Canada, and he was a rapper. Funny, a white boy, a white boy rapping. It was pretty amazing. And we created the beat, and I did some chorus with the guy, and we ended up with one rap song out of the whole thing. So
That's it. All the build up.
Yeah, we recorded on an album. That was my first actual recording. I was 12 years old. That was my first experience in the studio. Coolest, best ever. Like it was cheapest place in town, but it was one of the coolest. Best experience there. And then we had like 12 songs, and that was the only one, the rap song.
That's awesome.
What's the name of your band?
Mine, our first one was named Bake Naked. But we were
Nice.
thinking about
What do you guys
baking
bake?
cookies. We were so innocent that, baking is getting high, but someone told me that, I don't know, a month later,
Bake naked.
oh, okay, I get it. Bake naked, get high naked. And then other people were like, doesn't that sound kind of like Biff Naked? And they're like, which by then, I guess at that time, Biff Naked was big. I don't know, for 3 months or something. No hate on Biff Naked, but it sounded like it, so we were trying to be better than them. So that was the first band.
Cool.
And we I think got together. We met each other. I probably went through maybe one other band before I met you. Actually 2 other bands before I met you.
Right.
I had one in Tallahassee, which was really awesome. Really awesome. We got to play some live shows, and there was a more legit band. I wasn't the lead singer. I was actually a bass player for them, and they were called the Grand Canyons, with a really good friend of mine.
The Grand Canyons.
That's pretty cool. It was pretty cool. But
Hello.
between that band and Bake Naked, we had another band with our mutual friend Antonio, which was called Foreign, like we're foreigners, 4 in 1. But with the play on words of 4 in 1.
Cool. Yeah,
Right.
4 in 1. Yeah, nice. Clever.
Yeah. We played a few songs here and there, and we had some good times. But then our mutual friend introduced me to you, or introduced us.
Yeah.
And you want to share a little bit around how we first met?
Yeah, well, between my first band and then you, I think another 2 bands had spawned on that, and then a personal project, like an EDM kind of project that was early 2000s. And then, of course, I had recently moved to the United States. I was just making friends, and my parents happened to be renting the house that we were at. And I had the house open for a week all by myself where we could rent it. Well, it happened to be just a week. It could have been longer. It would have been awesome if it was longer. But of course, we were renting it. So until the new renter got in, I had it, and I just had the best idea to turn it into a studio. So set up my drums, call a friend, and that friend called this friend. I happened to be Carlos. And so, long story short, he's just in my room playing guitar with me, and we're playing to one of our favorite bands growing up from back in hometown, Caracas, Venezuela, which is Los Amigos Invisibles.
That is correct.
And that's basically how we started making music.
Yep.
But totally out of the blue. It was just a one-day thing with you, and then I tried with a couple other friends and bands or whatever in my house. But that was that one time with you, and then
And then like never again.
And then we never spoke again for like 5 years or so. Like okay, like hi, bye.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, another mutual friend who I happen to know invited me to go jam with you guys.
This the same other
And
friend
I saw you.
that connected us. Yeah.
And I saw you, and I'm like, hey, you're the guy I jammed with like 5 years ago.
I'm like, I still play the drums, man. Want to make
That's
a
awesome.
band? Want to have a band? And at the time, I was with this guy. This was the fourth band before I got with you. We already had. It was just a living room band at that point. We never left the sofa, and we were just doing this indie rock music, kind of with a Florida flair.
And I think with bands, I think that kind of brought us together was like Two Door Cinema Club.
Yeah, Two Door
which was
Cinema, because at
starting
the
to come
time it
up.
was 2010, around 2010.
Yeah,
Something like that.
2010.
Like, wow, whoa, 10 years ago, dude. Time flies.
Wild, man, wild.
Yeah.
So so we're gonna do a little something for you. Connects us and our roots from Venezuela. So
And the
here
key
is Amigos
what we're
Invisibles, el disco anal.
El disco anal, 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 el disco.
Tú eres la flor que tengo tatuada en mi corazón. Ya a las 3 y no sé qué más hacer. El amor no tiene limitación. No, no, no. Guaraparapam. Tuyo es el sol y sabes que yo soy tu servidor. Vida estás siempre que yo trato de intentar por detrás, pero creo que esta noche te va a gustar. No me golpees. Sé que a veces duele. No lo he hecho nunca. Es mucha intriga por detrás. Ajá, ajá. Turu, tu, 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 tu. Turu, tu, 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 tu.
Tuyo es el sol, mamita linda.
Y sabes que yo soy tu servidor. Vida estás siempre que yo trato de intentar por detrás, pero creo que esta noche te va a gustar.